say the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. They're incorrect. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he was a she. I am Veronika Vex, winner of sex, leave you bitch with a crick in her neck, the dumbest girl alive, the mastermind. I am the devil herself. Welcome to the third annual Cuddlepunk X Summerbruise Wrestlemania prediction special. You all know who the fuck it is. You all know who the fuck the guest is. It's Mike from Summerbruise. Mike, how you doing, bud?
Fucking good as hell. That was an awesome intro.
Thank you.
I'm jacked.
We've got to start it off with a promo somehow. All right.
Hell yeah.
We were just talking before this how this is our third year of doing this. How come you guys still haven't changed your Spotify bio? It's still the Wendy's thing, my guy.
Yeah, it's still pretty funny if you ask me. Our good friend Margo has been writing a bunch of band bios, and she even said like, "Yeah, I was gonna hit you guys up, but I mean, there's really no improving on that."
Listen, if Margo says that's as good as it's gonna get, that's as good as it's gonna get. Fuck it.
That's what I'm saying.
Has it made? I guess if it's been 2 years, that proves that it hasn't made it any more difficult for people to find you at this point.
No, especially once we changed Columbus, Ohio to Indianapolis, Indiana, which I realized we didn't do it first. We were getting a lot of local show requests for Ohio because I guess that is where Dave Thomas founded Wendy's. But yeah, no, I mean, it's got all the important info. It's got our socials, says where we're from. It will probably change here pretty soon. Our label guy was talking about getting us a new bio for the album cycle. So
for sure,
we'll have like a normal sounding. Summerbruise carves a unique sound out of the influences in it. Yeah, you know.
I know it's interesting to see like whether or not that actually like gives you more, that if that has any impact on anything. Like this is a fun little experiment that you guys have going now.
Yeah, I was really reluctant to do anything any other way for so long, and now that I feel like we've kind of found the ceiling of like goofy stuff we can do by ourselves, and like our suit era is kind of an experiment, but like I'm totally letting the whole experience wash over me with like the label stuff and agent stuff and just like what does all that feel like? Maybe it's not so bad. Maybe it's even better.
We'll see how it goes for sure. Speaking of the label stuff, was it the label's decision or was it y'all's decision to do the re-recording of Bummer Vacation, Better Vacation?
That was ours. We just been wanting to do it forever and haven't we like had just like the time and the resources, and we're finally able to, but that's just something we've been wanting to do for a long time.
That first Bummer Vacation album is so good. What was the like decision? What were the decisions behind the re-recording?
Basically, the first time we recorded it was with someone who wasn't super experienced yet. Like he was still like getting his practice. Like he was about as new to recording as we were to being a band. So like there were so many barriers between like what I heard in my head and my inability to describe it because we were so new to everything, and I didn't know how to put like a guitar sound in my imagination into like human words. And then so me doing my best estimation of what I thought something should sound like and probably getting it kind of wrong. I never had the chance to like properly hear the songs in headphones the way they sounded like in my brain 10 years ago. And so like I just had always wanted to like go back into the studio as like the band that we are now with like a producer that we've like worked with before and like could, I don't know, just have like give that album the recording experience that I can't say that I wish we would have had the first time because like who knows, but at least like yeah, I don't know, to make it sound like what I was going for the first time, I guess.
It's exciting to be able to re-record that old stuff because like a lot of people don't have the masters for their original stuff anymore. So it's cool that you guys like doing that independently, like still have the ability to re-record that stuff.
Oh, and that I forgot. I guess that was another kind of catalyst for like why now, if we've been wanting to do it forever, is Acrobat Unstable they own Bummer Vacation. So this was a way to kind of Taylor's version and have like
for sure
recordings of those songs that we would own. Yeah. Or Kleptophase would own more specifically.
Do you think that let's talk about like the Taylor's versioning of everything. Do you think we're going to be seeing more of that going forward in the independent scene and like in the emo DIY scene? Because there are labels in this scene. Like you're not going to be able to put out the vinyl for every of all of these things, or like really get the tours that you're trying to get to if you don't have that label. Because of that, do you think but I also see a lot of people going more in the independent direction. So do you think that more bands are going to start doing that re-recording thing in the way that Taylor has done it?
My guess is no, that it's like not going to suddenly become a really popular thing where bands are specifically doing it to get their so that they can like as some sort of workaround. Like for like, I think the unique circumstance of like the Taylor Swift stuff, you know, like that is just like fucking castle intrigue. Like it's hard for me to even compare that to like what my friends are doing. Like that's a billion. Like there were meetings about that in boardrooms. Like that's not the same, I guess. But like with like Better Vacation definitely had a little bit of like there's a little bit of spite in like getting to go after the fact, but it was definitely not a decision made out of spite. Like we'd been wanting to do it forever. This was a really good reason we had a bunch of really good reasons to, and then just on top of that, I did like the idea of being able to like put it on vinyl and not have to deal with a label that we'd had a little bit of difficulty communicating with in the past, and just like kind of have our own copy of that album and not have to go through anyone else to do stuff with it. For the most part, I don't think that's a huge problem with other bands and other labels. That exact problem. I mean, there are problems with bands.
There are definitely issues going on in
Fuck no sleep.
Fuck yeah. New album is coming out soon. New album's coming out this year. Your first since the 2022 record. It's called Infinity Guys. You sent me the album earlier today. You're getting into like you've got some sick fucking features on this thing. First off, the album is fantastic already.
Keep that tight-lipped.
Like we don't have to reveal anything unless you don't want to, but like the features you've got on this thing are fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. This album in a bunch of different ways feels like we couldn't have made this album 10 years ago for a whole bunch of different reasons, and it's a culmination of a lot of ways. And like, yeah, I think that the feature's a good example of that, of like, you know, just a relationship that we've had for so long that like, I don't know, is cool.
We've been talking for a minute now. I don't think you could have made this album 2 years ago. It's been a crazy couple of years for you guys. Like 2023 and 2024. Let's be completely for real. Like these have been crazy years for Summerbruise.
Yeah. Yeah. I cannot think of like bigger hallmark like shows besides like the battle set and like the equipment release show at Howard's, and like we got our first like big indie show that Hot Mulligan show and the Old National Center. It's just like it doesn't matter. But yeah, but like every like biggest show we've ever played was literally last year. Like just kept topping like, and all the like stuff on paper with like the split, and with even, I mean, fuck no sleep, but like still like, you know, getting sent like a screenshot of like our picture on the No Sleep fucking website front page, still like, all right, like, you know, a lot of people saw that even if they had to go to shit ass No Sleep's shit ass website to see it. But like, yeah, I don't know, in terms of just like exposure and milestones and shit, it's been like an exponential couple of years. It's pretty crazy. I've been, the joke I keep making is that this is the first Christmas I've like not been embarrassed at all to like talk about like what I'm up to. Like it, you know, it's like there's just so much of like, yeah, I mean, still don't have a real job, but like I think maybe next year could be our year. And like now it's finally like, oh yeah, we just went on our first full US and we got another one coming up and we're signing to a label.
Yeah, you
and
had
like,
the Super American tour last year. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, they're gonna, in a couple of years, they're not gonna come back on this show for sure.
No way. We will always come back for this.
I appreciate you, man.
Hell yeah.
One of the other tours that you had, that tour from last year, you've got another tour coming up in a couple of days, a couple of days as we're filming this, a couple of days from when we're releasing this. You've got the Trash, Dear Marianne, and Doan tour. Last year on the Super American tour, you played Chain Reaction for what I imagine was the first time. This is going to be your second time playing Chain Reaction. That is such a bucket list venue for me to not even play, but to go to a show there at any point. What is Is it as hyped as everybody says that it is? And also, what are like some other venues that you're stoked to be returning to?
I felt the exact same way about when finding out we were playing at Chain Reaction on the Super American Tour. Like I was incredibly stoked. Like that, yeah, huge bucket list. I feel like there was one other one that just from that flyer stuck out. It was like, damn, can't believe we're going there. But venue wise, I honestly can't think of anything off the top. I'm pretty bad specifically about thinking about where we're going on tour. Like as far as planning goes, like I don't really give any like I don't think I could sit here and name more than like half the cities we're playing. It's not like, oh, I don't care. I just get in the van and go where we go. It's just like I think about other stuff and forget to. I don't know. That's not something I've thought to plan for.
Do you have that touring musician thing where you have to be reminded before going out on stage which city that you're in?
That not necessarily, but it will like you're on the right track in terms of just like, yeah, I don't know. For some
that
reason,
thing where
it's
you're like
geography.
accidentally like saying shout out fucking Milwaukee when you're in like Des Moines or some shit.
Right. Yeah. It's so crazy because it's just like for me, the one thing I mess up the most is days of the week. Not that that's like a big embarrassing snafu, but I just like will lose track of what day of the week it is on tour. And I think the distance compounds that a lot too. Of just like if we were like 1,000 miles away 2 days ago, like being that far away makes it feel like it should have been a week ago, but it was actually just a couple. Like I don't know. I had something about being in Texas on a Wednesday and like Arkansas on a Friday. It feels like that shouldn't have been 2 days. I don't know. Yeah.
No, I completely get you there. Last before we head into the WrestleMania predictions, what everybody came here for, next 2 months from now, you will be performing at Fochella at Howard's in Bowling Green, Ohio. Fochella. Is it fucking 8 or 9?
I think it's 9.
I think it's 9. Fochella 9. Which this is how many Fochellas for you guys at this point?
6. I think or 5. Our first one was a Snowchella, and then from 5 on, I think we've played like all of them. So this would be our 4th or 5th.
Because Connor works with you guys.
Yeah, as much as we have a manager or an agent, it's still. I mean, he's been really busy with TM stuff, but yeah, he's definitely like he's on the team.
Fucking, this is the first Fochella where he's not gonna be here, and it's also like the last Fochella at Howard's Bar. This feels like I'm excited to see where it goes from here, but this does kind of feel like the end of an era for Fochella.
Definitely. It'll be bittersweet. I don't know. The Summit Shack proper had its last show last year, and I think like it feels like graduation. I think like a lot of people are just sort of moving on in their lives, but then a lot of bands are like moving on to bigger and better things, and then like Fochella is like literally moving on to a bigger and better venue, and like it definitely feels like leaving something behind, but still like way more sweet than bitter.
The amount of bands that have come up through Fochella, whether it's like fucking like that are like getting bigger opportunities now, whether it's like fucking Cheem or Old Soul or Ben Quad, like you can Ben Quad is the biggest example, is the Fochella band that has blown up, at least in my opinion.
Origami Angel, I feel like
Gami Gang 2. You're absolutely right about that.
House a bunch. Like they were like an OG Summit Shack band before they were like filling up big rooms, for sure.
It is.
Then they were filling up small rooms at the Summit Shack and
exactly
Connor's garage.
It's super exciting to see this new era of the DIY scene exist. Since we have been doing these specials, we have officially now, this is our first WrestleMania in a new era of professional wrestling. When we come back, it's what you've all been waiting for. Scarlett's right back there. She'll be assisting with all of this. It's our 3rd annual WrestleMania prediction special. We will be right back with more of the Cuddlepunk Podcast. Welcome back to the Cuddlepunk Podcast. I am here with not only Mike from Summerbruise, but for the first time on a WrestleMania special, you all know her, you all love her. It's my girlfriend Scarlett.
Not the first time on the show, though.
Not the first time on the show.
Not the first time on the show.
It is you, it is Mike, and it is Cat and the Hurricane, who are all tied at 3 appearances on the show.
I'm coming for that title. It's going to be mine.
Damn.
All right. we all know what we're here for.
For you to tell me what's happening at WrestleMania this year, so I can make an uninformed, uneducated guess at who's gonna win.
It is the Cuddlepunk X Summerbruise Mania Special 3. It is a special one this year also because usually we record this the week of Mania. We are recording it the week before. So as we're recording this, SmackDown is happening tonight, and we don't know if all of the matches have been assigned tonight. We know that Randy Orton is going to probably be getting his Mania opponent tonight because Kevin Owens had to remove himself. He's got a neck injury. He's going through surgery right now. There's one other caveat match that I will get to once we get to that point. Scarlett, Mike, are we all ready?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Having had limited WrestleMania experience, yes.
Hell fucking yeah. First up, and this one is special. The first non-title 2-women match in, I want to say, over 20 years of wrestling. WrestleMania. This is the first time that 2 women have faced off against each other for a non-title match, and it is Jade fucking Cargill and Naomi.
Whew.
Jade was out for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was revealed at Elimination Chamber when Jade came back and attacked Naomi that Naomi was the one who had attacked Jade. This is a big old grudge match that we've got going here. Last year, Jade had just debuted in WWE after coming over from AEW. Naomi had also just returned from being in Impact after being fired alongside Sasha Banks in 2022 for walking out on WWE. What a time that... It's been such a weird time for wrestling. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Who are we going with?
Cargill.
I don't know. I want to go Cargill only because of the entrance at Hell in a Cell. Like that was crazy enough that I'm like I want to root. I root at Elimination Chamber. Sorry. I want her to win.
I want Naomi to have her Mania moment because she has not, I don't think, had that Mania moment yet. But because, listen, if there's one thing that we have learned since everybody's been coming back to WWE from AEW, it is that the WWE is at their best when they are driving on pettiness alone. And that is why I think I'm going to agree with the two of you and go with Jade Cargill for this one.
That was nothing if not a fucking petty entrance.
Yes.
God damn.
Yep. Next up, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship.
Another easy one.
The man who makes my autism echolalia happy, LA Knight. Anytime he's on screen, it's non-stop. Fuck any voice training I've ever done. It all goes out the window and that motherfucker's on screen.
I think I've got to go with Jacob on this one. Knight has really, I think Knight's got to move into either the IC picture, or I think that if another match goes a certain way, I think that LA at Knight has to go into a world title picture at this point. I think he's up there in age. I think he's in his like mid-40s at this point.
Jesus Christ.
Like he and AJ are about the same age. I think that LA, if he's going to get a world title run, I think it has to be done soon. And so I'm going with, and also Jacob has been doing nothing but running crazy since debuting.
I think
that's really optimistic of you to assume that. I think LA Knight's going to lose because they just don't give a shit about him, and they've proven time and time again they don't care about who's over or who's this or that, like to whatever extent, you know. Of course Jacob Fatu is going to win, but yeah, I don't know if LA Knight's moving on to world title or just.
I think we can all agree it should have been Max Dupree.
God, should have been.
He would have won. He would have won hands down.
Jesus Christ, Dupree.
I am glad that the other two stayed together as like a team so that they're, I think the inevitable, like whether LA Knight ends up somewhere else or they end up coming back, like getting the three of them back together will be money in any
Absolutely.
capacity. Like whatever story you want to tell with that, I think would be fucking cash.
For sure.
Oh Christ.
AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Scarlett, I'm gonna let you take this one.
So here's the unfortunate thing about wrestling and I. So I had like always had an outsider interest in it. Like, oh yeah, I know The Undertaker. I know Stone Cold. Like, yeah, Austin 316, cool. And I had never really strayed outside of that. And then one day in 2022, right after the Rumble, I was scrolling on TikTok, and I hate to admit it, but the move with Logan and Ricochet is the thing that got me hardcore into wrestling. And I hate so much that it's Logan fucking Paul. I hate everything about Logan Paul. I hate his stupid fucking drink. I hate his stupid fucking Lunchable knockoff. I hate his stupid fucking face. I hate his outfits. I hate his intro music. God damn it. The top thing that I've ever associated with Logan Paul is Dominic Mysterio asking him why he hasn't been to Japan. That is the one thing I like about Logan Paul, is his immediate oh shit response. AJ Styles has to win this, or violence will occur. I cannot, for the life of me, ever support Logan Paul, actually. God, the man's athleticism be damned. He can fight well. He deserves to be hit in the face and nuts as many times as humanly possible. That's my piece on Logan Paul. Thank you very much.
I think that Mike, you go ahead.
I'm just still reeling from that promo. That was beautiful, Scarlett.
Fuck
yeah, I think Logan Paul
I don't know. I don't know what else you want me to say.
I think Logan Paul can fucking get fucked. I think this will be the match of the weekend for me. I think
AJ
AJ
get the shit
Styles
kicked
is
out of
the
him.
goat. I think Logan Paul is capable of humbling himself in situations that will ultimately serve him. I wouldn't say he's a humble guy, but I know that he knows it's in his best interest to like let AJ Styles put together an insanely good match and wrestle it. And I think he will, and I think it'll be awesome. I mean, but yeah, Logan Paul obviously sucks. And I think he's going to win, unfortunately.
I kind of want to turn it around. Have you seen any of the promo from the recent stuff where he's getting pissed at Triple H for shoving him to the side of the like photo card that has all the matches in WrestleMania? It's literally, I saw a clip of it on TikTok. I don't know where it's from. It's probably from one of his vlogs. But he's literally just throwing a fit that he can't tell people to show up in Times Square or some shit. Like right before, like, he may know how to be humble once he's in the ring, but I genuinely don't see that happening here. He's got his stage at WrestleMania. I think he's gonna take it and run that shit into the ground.
Now, here's a more interesting question, I think, for this one. KSI 2023, Speed last year. Who's in the Prime bottle?
Kai Cenat.
It's
gonna be Kai. It's gonna be Kai. It has to be Kai. Now the bigger question is, how is the Prime bottle gonna eat shit this year?
Yeah. Because last year, Speed got RKO'd, which was amazing. You should have seen us when fucking
Braun Breaker speared the shit out of Speed.
I was talking about when Speed showed up at Mania last year.
Was it Speed or was it KSI last year?
It was KSI the year before. It was Speed last year, and we freaked the fuck out because we thought it was going to be Jimmy Beast.
No, I thought that was at the Rumble that we thought it was going to be Beast, and we were freaking out, and then we all got pissed that it's iShow fucking Speed.
I think it was Mania. I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
I think you're right that it's going to be Kai.
I got pissed when I saw that motherfucker standing in the fucking ring at the Rumble. God damn it, he deserved that spear.
I think it's going to be a swerve. The Prime bottle is going to look like he's going for AJ, then he gets Logan, and it's Jake Paul. Because aren't they about to box?
Oh, God.
No, it's Mike Tyson.
Here to enact revenge on his little brother.
Oh, yeah. They're boxing.
They're boxing?
Wait, was it? I only see one thing about it. But yeah, Jake Paul announces boxing match versus brother.
Wouldn't it be great if it was just...
Oh, March 27th? Did it already happen?
It might have...
Looking it up.
Did they make it up? Oh, they were just promoting their reality show.
Oh,
All right. I hope Logan Paul dies. I don't care what happens in this match.
Let's keep going. Let's
There
move
we
on.
go.
Move on.
Button right there. It's got to be Jay.
Here's what I'm pissed off about. I also agree that's going to be Jay. Main event Jey Uso. It's not the main event. It's not main eventing either night. He won the Rumble. He should be main eventing.
Yeah. I agree.
It's not even main eventing night 2?
No, it's going to be, we'll get to who's main eventing each night because we're saving that for the end this year. But
Sure.
yeah, Gunther versus Jay. I think Jay's heat is Jay's motion is too crazy.
Especially
his aura too insane.
Especially after that shit with Jimmy. I have to say, I love that in the Netflix era we've been getting back to bloody WWE.
Yeah.
Because like I am not a blood and guts girl. I love a horror movie as much as the next person, but I know that's all fake. It's a completely different thing to see a man broken and bloodied in a fucking ring, and I love that they went there story-wise, and I'm excited to see him beat Gunther's ass because of it.
If you're not interested in blood, you're gonna have an interesting time tonight. Tonight, her and I, we're going to New Japan Pro Wrestling's Windy City Riot.
Oh.
It's her first wrestling show and her also first New Japan show, my second New Japan show. I don't know. There will be no weapons, but there will be blood 100%.
I'm fine with that because I know that it's a work.
Right.
They're not actually beating each other fucking bloody.
Right.
They're just using whatever gimmicks they can to actually get
For
bloody.
sure.
This is completely different than watching I Know What You Did Last Summer and seeing a fish hook go through somebody. That's the blood and guts I'm talking about. I know you told me that your main goal in wrestling is to get hit with a light bulb. I can't watch that. That's to get hit with a fluorescent tube. That will hurt me.
I understand.
That's the level I'm talking about.
Hey, Mike, you want to do something funny at your set this year? You want to do something funny
at each other with light tubes? I've also always wanted to get hit with a light tube.
All right, I'm the outlier here. I see where I stand.
Listen, I'm gonna message Sasha on Twitter. We'll see when we can make something happen for Coachella.
Someone make a run to the hardware store before Coachella. We got to pick up some stuff.
It's Ohio. They'll have at least.
You just go to the corner store.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, Jay, it's gonna be Jay for sure.
Yeah.
I want him to have his world title moment.
Same.
So this one's interesting. This is happening tonight as we're recording this on SmackDown. It is Katen Catanzaro and Casey Cade.
Awesome.
Lyra Valkyria and Bailey. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. BFAB and Mia Yim / Michin. Alba Fire and
oh God, is that Dewdrop?
Alba Fire and Piper Niven, formerly Dewdrop, and Natalia and Maxine Dupree, all fighting tonight to determine who will win a chance at the women's tag champs at Mania against Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan.
That match is probably gonna bang ass.
Oh, for sure. I'm thinking. I don't think it's gonna be Lyra and Bailey because I think that they're gonna eventually end up for a match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship because they're not gonna introduce the two women's belts, the two women's smaller belts, and not have them be on Mania.
Sure.
Yeah. I would, if I were you know what? I might give it to Natalia and Maxine. I think that they've been doing a lot with Maxine's character recently. I think they've been doing I think Natalia also deserves a Mania moment. I think it's gonna be the two of them. Natalia's just been there for so fucking long.
Yeah, I think I always make my predictions on meta stuff because I'm a dork and I don't watch the product. But I feel like Natalia seems like the one most likely to not miss WrestleMania outside of Baszler and Stark. I think that especially because they're a legit tag team too, right? And Catanzaro and
Cade are also
they're
a tag. They've been together since NXT.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'd go Shayna and Zoe just so we have some different picks, I guess.
For sure.
I don't follow week to week, so I know none of the story.
I do think that Liv and Raquel are going to retain.
I'll go with what
Oh,
you
that's who they're wrestling? God, I hope it's fucking Casey and Caden then. That'd be
Yeah.
a ass match.
This one's gotten so interesting.
I've read some
seen-
shit about this stuff. Yeah.
I've
Tiffany
seen some of the shit
Stratton
talking.
versus Charlotte Flair for the women's world heavyweight champion. No, for the women's for the WWE women's belt.
I feel like it's going to be really easy to guess who's winning this match while it's happening. Like I think Charlotte's going to wear it on her sleeve one way or another, especially if she's losing. But
I'm gonna see if I can find it. There's something a Twitter exchange I saw between them. Hold on one second.
Do we think
it's Charlotte Flair in the middle. It's the cycle meme. The top one is get title shot, get injured, get a divorce, get face surgery, get title shot. It's just a never-ending cycle. And she replied to it with some snarky shit about like, all right, you've never been in WrestleMania. He goes, yeah, at least I'm doing my shit with my original face. Just absolutely fucking. For that alone, I want Tiffany to win.
the Cuddlepunk Podcast endorses all facial augmentation, all body augmentations. We are not shitting on that. We're simply putting out
on Charlotte Flair.
Yes,
that's who we're shitting on.
listen, I respect Charlotte more than a lot of people do. I missed her last year. I won't even lie. I missed her having her at Mania.
What's the line? If I had a nickel for every time I got reconstructive face surgery and then immediately got a shot at the title, I'd have two nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
I think
Also,
so yours, Mike saying Charlotte, you're saying Tiffany.
Yeah.
I might give it to Charlotte.
can we talk about the graphic? Tiffany Tratto versus Harlot Flair? Like, did no one?
We're at the get a divorce stage of the cycle.
Like,
Let's go.
Jesus Christ.
Make the font a little smaller. Like that's
Make their heads a little smaller.
Yeah, we just thought of 2 ways to fix that in 5 seconds.
Tiffany Tratto and Harlot Flair is all that I'm gonna be calling them.
Like I'm
now.
not even like Tratto. I get like but like how did you not notice Harlot Flair?
That's crazy. That's how you know Rick's not there anymore.
So good. All right.
Next up,
Oh Christ!
Rey Mysterio versus
Definitely not Chad Gable.
El Grande Americano.
How's that bit going? I thought it sounded pretty funny on paper, but obviously I didn't have a lot of faith.
It's pretty funny.
WWE
It's funny because Chad is like, Chad is still appearing on TV pretending that he's injured. And it's like him and fucking Adam is having none of it. Adam Pearce is having absolutely none of it. He made this match to spite fucking, to spite Chad Gable. There is no El Generico-esque love happening here.
Funny.
Oh man, I gotta give it to Ray. I just like Ray too much. Chad Gable sucks. I've never liked Chad Gable. I've never followed his story, but it's kind of the Kurt Angle you suck for me. Like that's Chad Gable is my Kurt Angle here.
I hope Chad Gable wins.
You
I
mean
don't
El
think
Grande
so.
Americano? Let's clear that up right here.
I
They're
do
two different
think-
people.
I do think it would be really funny. Jesus Christ.
We gotta keep the bit up.
We gotta keep kayfabe.
What's the thing you said? Being trans is nothing
Nothing if not committing to a bit.
Committing to a bit. Yeah, we gotta keep the bit up. It's our craft.
Living the gimmick.
I do think that would be really funny if Chad has one win ever at WrestleMania and it is as El Grande Americano.
Okay, that would be so good too. To like, you finally get him to admit it by like Chad Gable doesn't have any wins at WrestleMania, and like he either has to like accept that or admit that it was. That's pretty good.
That's really good.
Beautiful. Okay.
Women's
Okay.
World Championship triple threat match.
We all know who my goth ass is going for.
Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Bianca Belair.
Did Io Sky send her own picture in from an iPhone? For the official render?
Listen, mommy has to win this. I will be upset if she does not. Yeah, exactly. Give her the intro. You gotta overlay a shitty flute cover of the Motionless in White song.
Have we ever gone against Rhea in one of these, Mike?
Why would
Probably
we
not? Yeah, but see, that's why, I feel like
Bianca's
Bianca.
also never lost at Mania.
It's gonna be a good match for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, all three makes this feels like the Shawn, Triple H, Chris Benoit triple threat, where like even the underdog is such a compelling. Like I could see Io Sky winning just because it'd be so sick if she won, but then like either the other two make sense because they're like the big dogs.
I am so sorry. I have to put a pause on the 2025 WrestleMania discussion to bring up something. You've mentioned Triple H, which has given me the gateway. I have been going on a binge of old childhood favorite movies recently, and one of my favorites as a kid was Surf's Up. Do you know about Surf's Up 2 Wave Mania?
It's like, is it wrestler? There's wrestlers in it.
It's made by WWE Productions.
I've seen the poster.
It's got Triple H, John Cena, The Undertaker, Paige, Michael Cole, and fucking Vince.
As little critters or as themselves?
As penguins. As fucking penguins. And not like, oh, they're generic penguins. Like, no, it's The Undertaker, but it's a penguin. It's just Undertaker penguin.
That's awesome.
Vince comes out in Vince Penguin's in a wheelchair because he busted both his quads.
You're joking.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
No, I have no idea if he does, but God, I saw a clip of all of them like trying to get across a rope bridge or some shit, and Michael Cole's just screaming at the top of his lungs like in panic, and that's all I can remember from this fever dream of a movie that I saw maybe like 5 minutes of. I need to see this movie. Now that tangent's been done, I have sated the beast. I no longer need to discuss Surf's Up 2 Wave Mania.
Other than for when we come back to it for the Cuddlepunk watch along.
Yes. Live watch on Twitch. I'm finally starting Twitch and we're doing a live watch along of Surf's Up 2 Wave Mania.
It's crazy knowing that in whatever year that movie came out, like 2012 or something, John Cena played a penguin, and now we get to see his bald ass fucking get thrown across the ring.
It's beautiful.
Sorry to insult your invisible father like
it's
this.
Fine.
That man is more bald than the followers in King Triton's court. Bald! Like, it's bad.
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Genuinely need to make them shaving his head as part of the heel turn, because
Absolutely.
God damn it.
Hair versus hair match.
I'd kill to see a Cody versus Cena hair versus hair match in 2025.
Growing up and realizing, like, oh, wrestlers just do that when they're going bald. Like, I remember thinking it was like I was like a kid at the height of my wrestling fandom when Kurt Angle and Edge did hair versus hair. And until I was like 14, 15, I was always so blown away that Kurt Angle was so dedicated that he never grew his hair back out because he lost that match and he was a man of it. It's like, oh, he was just going bald. Like I was so all the way an adult when it finally occurred to me that like when they're ready to start shaving their head, they just have the match anyway. Not the other way around.
Anyway, my vote's for Rhea. To sum it all up,
I'll go Bianca.
For the Intercontinental Championship, Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker versus Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor versus Penta. 3 months in WWE, and he is making his WrestleMania debut.
I want it to be Penta only because of how amazing he's been in that 3 months. Braun has surpassed everything that I ever expected once he got called up. I remember seeing him in a few of his like early like just called in matches, and it blew me the fuck away.
He's a Steiner, baby.
Listen, what was the thing that he did a little while ago where he referenced Steiner math? Was that on NXT, I think?
He might have gone back to NXT.
Yeah, he said he did some reference to Steiner math, and that Spirit of Carlito, man.
Yeah.
That's gonna be someone's Logan Paul and Ricochet moment. For genuinely. Sure. Seeing that fucking move is unreal. I want it to be Braun, but I also want it to be Benta. I can't really pick here.
Mike, you next.
Braun. I think it's too easy to retain in a 4-way.
Yeah.
I have seen Braun's entire career because I remember when NXT 2.0 first happened and everybody was pissing their pants because we were so upset about what had happened with NXT.
Yeah.
I love Finn Balor is one of my favorites of all time. I'm so happy for Penta. Dominic Mysterio is my pick to win this Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship. I want him to be the smuggest piece of shit possible.
And listen, if he doesn't win, we're gonna watch him get his ass beat. So
exactly.
I definitely feel like it'll be like Dom either like steals it from Finn or costs Finn.
For sure.
Like Finn will not win because of Dom. I don't know if it means Dom wins, but I do think it will be Dom's fault that Finn doesn't at some point.
I think I can safely say this is the match where I'm going to be screaming "kiss the hardest" after the Rhea match.
Absolutely.
Yeah, where I'm going to be screaming for all of them to kiss the entire time. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. This is the first time since we've been doing this that Dom is not affiliated with his dad in any way at WrestleMania.
Yeah, damn.
Good for him.
Yeah.
All right.
Main event night 1.
All right.
Seth freaking Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus, with Paul Heyman in his corner,
the hometown hero himself,
the cult of personality chick magnet Punk.
So here's my question.
Please.
I know all too well that Mox is tearing shit up at AEW.
Right.
I know all too well there's not a chance in hell.
No. He's the champion currently.
But how good would it be?
It would be really good.
How good would it be if Tony finally realized AEW isn't doing what it used to? They're getting there, but they're not where they were. And we just get the Shield intro in the middle of this fight.
You just want that to happen because it happened last year.
No, I want that to happen because we got cock-teased with it last year,
correct.
and I need the fucking release. I need the fulfillment of Dean Ambrose coming back and fucking someone up.
This is also the first time that we have been doing this that Roman is not champion. The first WrestleMania that I have seen live that Roman is not champion.
Well, I mean, you saw the end of 40, so for a few minutes.
Listen.
For a few minutes there, we were watching a Mania without Roman as champ.
We've passed WrestleMania, WrestleMania last year, so we have officially entered it has officially been a full year since Roman Reigns ended his almost 4-year run with that belt. It is... I don't want Roman to win at Mania again. It would be cool for Seth. It's Punk.
He's got his moment.
This is his main event.
And I'm not saying that because of Hometown Hero. Like, genuinely, the shit that he has put into this company and the industry as a whole gives him that title on a silver platter, in my opinion.
This isn't even, like, there's no, like, the only story here is... I guess who has Paul Heyman's heart and just like who wants to be as good as they can be. I want it for Punk. I want it for Phil. I want Living Color to come back.
Yeah.
To play him out again like they did when he faced The Undertaker.
That'd be sick. So, other question.
Yeah.
How put to rest is the Drew McIntyre shit?
Fairly. Drew has stated that they do not like each other in an interview recently, but they both agree they do have respect for each other based on the ungodly fucking feud that occurred last year. I watched all of that shit. It was
brutal.
Have you seen that Hell in a Cell? It's Punk versus Drew inside Hell in a Cell. It is full hour match. It is one of the most go back and watch any of Drew and Punk's matches from last year. It is the best feud that I have seen in some time. It is the first feud that has made...
Hi, buddy.
A little guy. It is
we
the first...
have a friendo.
This is Wyatt. We all love Wyatt.
Hi, Wyatt.
Hi, Wyatt.
That is the first feud that has felt worthy of the Hell in a Cell since they stopped doing the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one that I would love to see, just kind of speculating here, is Punk and Rollins. Punk and Rollins and Hell in a Cell would be fucking bonkers.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be absolutely nuts.
I think we're gonna get Sammy and Kevin inside Hell in a Cell too.
That would be sick to see, yeah.
Once they're both back,
Yeah.
if Kevin ends up coming back, unfortunately.
Is Sammy out?
Sammy has been, Sammy is out since Elimination Chamber when they had that, they had a last man standing match, and it was also fucking brutal as shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit,
What
yeah.
was, unsanctioned match too, right?
Yeah, unsanctioned, that's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because Sammy was injured, they couldn't sanction the match. They had to do an unsanctioned match, so it wasn't for anything at Elimination Chamber at Elimination Chamber, which is obviously the most shocking thing that we thought was going to happen at Elimination Chamber until...
Yep.
I was walking back from work. I was walking down the street, leaving my stop, and I thought the biggest thing that night was going to be Cody telling The Rock to go fuck himself. And then my dad, my invisible father, Jonathan Felix Anthony Cena,
who, might I add, already looks bald in this photo. Just go with it already. He's already turned.
John Cena turned heel. I never thought I would see the day.
We finally
What's this like for you, Mike? Because again, you've been watching for longer than either of us.
I was pretty surprised. I was a little, I don't know. I think it was too late for me to I'm just not super bought in to WWE and for him to have not been around, I think more of a babyface run would have, I don't know. I'm not criticizing it. It was crazy. I didn't think it would ever happen for sure. I was really stoked that they did it. And I think it's as a performer that I just really like, I think it's cool that he gets the chance to do that. I'm sure he's always wanted to or whatever. I know he enjoys wrestling, and I think it getting to watch somebody that talented and influential and such a big figure get to re-spark an interest in the art of wrestling will be cool to watch.
Any other time I would have said that Cody is a shoo-in to win this, even if the heel turn hadn't happened.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's John Cena.
It's not only John Cena.
It's his last WrestleMania.
It's not only his last WrestleMania. If he wins, he beats Ric Flair's record for the most world titles in wrestling history.
Yeah.
Number 17.
I think the thing about this is it would hurt so much to see that happen, if not only because they're really playing up you were fucking gone doing your silly little acting projects and now you're back, big dick in the locker room thinking you're hot shit. Go shave your fucking head.
Right.
I really think, and there was even a spot, I don't know, Mike, if you saw what was it, last week's Raw?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago's Raw, where because we were watching it together. Cody and Cena had a whole fucking exchange where Cody was just you want to make fun of me? Sure, there's plenty of shit. Neck tattoo that should have been an arm tattoo. Lisp, yeah, go ahead, come at me. John made some smart ass remark, and Cody just came back with, at least no one's ever chanted, "You can't wrestle at me." And I think that's it would be such a bad move, I think, for them to give Cena the win here, because I feel even though everyone loves him, I also feel you were gone for a bit and now you're fucking back, you're pulling a Rock, and you're gonna show up and not make that big of a splash at the end of the day.
This is the first year where I think most of the matches I really can't call. I am gonna say that Cena's gonna win this one.
I want it to be Cody.
I definitely think Cena gets his 17th title. I definitely think he steals it potentially from Cody. I don't know for sure if I'm 100% sure this would be I think it Cody winning this match does so much for him.
For sure.
And they can find some other way. I think John Cena beating Cody for his 17th world championship is probably what will happen. I don't think it is super important that it happens at WrestleMania. And I think
that what should happen, we have it be Cody lose it to Randy and then have John win it from Randy.
Yeah.
I think that like have that John Cena, Randy Orton, like that's peak right there, and have that be for SummerSlam or something.
When is his last official, like when is he done?
December.
So that means Cena's still got 8 months.
Yeah.
To potentially hold and lose the title.
Yeah.
If he does win. I think that could set Cody up. I mean, like, we saw Cody kind of get Homelander-ish over the last year and really kind of embrace that. And I do like the, like, your ego's getting too big kind of storyline he's been taking here. I just think it's Cena, you know?
Sure.
It's just fucking Cena.
Those are our predictions for the currently available matches for WrestleMania 41. Mike, it's so good doing this with you every single year. I hope that we get to do this for as long as the internet is working. Mike, where can we find you? Where can we find Summerbruise?
At Summerbruise 69 on everything. Or you can just Google Summerbruise.
Do we have a date for the new album?
No. I think we're gonna start officially announcing stuff, like the first single, like it's gonna be like kind of a slow burn, like over the summer. I think September is when the full album will be out. June, I think, is when the first like official word that it exists. Technically, it doesn't officially exist. People know we like made it, but yeah.
Go listen to Better Vacation by Summerbruise. Go listen to everything that Summerbruise is there. Scarlett, you want to share where people can find you too?
Right now I barely post on Blue Sky, but it's at switcher.bsky.social. I'm there. Watch Surf's Up 2 Wave Mania. Block out all the parts with Vince McMahon in it and shout non-believer at him.
You can find links to both Scarlett and Mike and Summerbruise's stuff in the link in the description down below. You can also find links to my link tree, which will show you every episode of the Cuddlepunk Podcast, as well as you can find my Patreon, patreon.com/Cuddlepunk Podcast, in the link in the description down below. You can get a ton of cool stuff there for either $3 or $5 a month. Might be changing up the prices a little bit just going forward, but that's where we're at right now. The logo for the Cuddlepunk Podcast is done by Lauren Young. You can find her Instagram in the description. The theme song for the Cuddlepunk Podcast is Lose a Turn by Maude Stout of SPLITJAW. Listen, stream SPLITJAW.
Stream Splitty.
Fuck
yeah, Splitty.
You can see them at Bummer Summer 2. Links for that'll be in the description down below. Mike, it's always been happy. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.